Marriage and Divorce by Patrick, Brooke, Matt, and Garrett. Marriage is the legal union of a man and a woman as husband and wife.
Although no law specifies a minimum age for dating, all the states but one require both parties to be 18 to marry without parental consent. However, in Nebraska, both parties must be 19 to marry.
Gay marriage is legal in 19 states, including Washington, D.C. North Dakota is the only state that hasn't made a petition to make gay marriage legal. The law legalizing same-sex marriage in Illinois, signed by Governor Pat Quinn, took effect June 1, 2014.
Laws in the majority of states prohibit marriages between relatives such as between a brother and a sister, an uncle and a niece, an aunt and a nephew, and first cousins.
A man and a woman who live together outside of marriage are said to cohabitate. Such living arrangements were considered illegal in most states until the late 1970s.
If only one party wants out of a contract and refuses to perform, a breach of promise suit may be brought by the other party. This makes it possible for someone to be sued in the event that he or she consented to an engagement of marriage, then later chose to withdraw from the engagement.
Each state has its own requirements for marriage. The couple must apply for and pay a fee for a marriage license in front of a city or town clerk. Once the license has been issued, any authorized or civil officials can perform the ceremony.
Law marriages occur when a single woman and a single man live together, share common property, and hold themselves out as husband and wife over a prolonged period of time, which is usually 10 years or longer.
Civil union is the legally recognized union of a same-sex couple. It typically offers many of the rights, duties, and benefits as marriage.
Marital consortium is the practical and legally recognized purposes for marriage. They are procreation, raising children, fulfilling sexual, economic, and companionship needs.
The law defines the term parent as 1. The natural father and mother of an individual born of their valid marriage, 2. An illegitimate child's natural mother, 3. A child's assumed blood father or mother who has expressly acknowledged this relationship and contributed meaningful support to the child, and 4. Individuals who have utilized the statutory process of adoption.
The rights that accompany the position of parents stem from society's expectations of parents. These rights help instruct, discipline, guide, and maintain children. A parent also has the right to control and allocate the child's resources in the form of talents, creative production, and resulting income.
Love can neither be legally mandated nor tested for. However, it ranks first and foremost on the list of moral duties owed to children. Beyond that, there are duties to nature, guide, maintain, and discipline. Almost all states make it a criminal act to contribute to a delinquency of a minor.
Adoption allows individuals to legally assume the rights and duties of father and or mother by legally taking another's child and bringing it up as their own.
Property acquired during the marriage may be kept in the name of the husband, the wife, or both. Either marital partner can buy and sell property of all types in his or her own name and have sole control of the respective earnings and credit.
In some cases, spouses bring property into marriage they want to keep in their own names. They don't want the other spouse to have claim over it, especially in the event of a death or divorce. Keeping a spouse from getting rights in such property can be accomplished with a prenuptial agreement. By entering this, the marital partners to be typically give up any future claim they might have to part or all of the other's property.
And now on to divorce and the law of contracts.
A song that I think best exemplifies you and Tanya's relationship. And here we go. Ready?
We met when we were young, got married by 21. It was lots of fun, but now I want to get a divorce. You're always smoking weed and playing Nintendo Wii. You always miss when you pee, so now I want to get a divorce. You used to gaze into my eyes and tell me I was the best, but now you'll stare at any
real? Where are we going?
A voidable marriage results from a problem that existed from the beginning of the supposed union. Such a problem might involve a refusal to have children or fraudulent grounds for the marriage contract itself.
A void marriage, on the other hand, creates no rights or duties for either party, and is considered invalid from the beginning. A void marriage is automatically without effect.
An annulment is a legal procedure for declaring that a voidable marriage is null or void. Unfortunately, annulment ends many marriages.
What is usually used to end a marriage is divorce. In many states, the termination of marriage, except by annulment, is called dissolution. In divorce and dissolution are court actions that end the marriage and divide the property and remaining responsibilities between the parties.
A person who knowingly marries a second spouse while still married to the first is a bigamist. Bigamy is a crime.
In a no-fault divorce proceeding, the requesting spouse does not have to list agreements such as adultery, desertion, or cruelty against the other. No-fault divorce laws have made divorces easier to obtain. A no-fault marriage dissolution may be initiated by either spouse. The dissolution is granted after testimony that there is no chance of repairing the marriage relationship. Most divorces today are no-fault divorces.
In some states, the first step toward divorce is separation. In such an event, the spouses maintain separate living quarters, but their marital rights and obligations remain intact. To change these rights and obligations, both parties must negotiate a legal separation agreement.
Many jurisdictions today require that the couple undergo marital counseling before finalizing their divorce.
I told you this was a bad idea.
You know what, Ken? The bad idea would be to let your client walk out of here today and drag this thing out for another year, wasting more time and wasting more money. The only good idea is to let me and John do our job and mediate this thing right here.
You want to hear the crazy thing? I know it doesn't feel like it, but we're making progress. We settled the deal with the cars. Let's see, that takes us to frequent flyer miles. We're flying.
Those are mine.
I want them.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to split them right down the middle. How'd that be, Mr. Kroger?
It would be not good at all. I earned those miles.
In most states, marital properties are based on the English common law. These laws typically prescribe that the property brought into a marriage by a spouse will remain that spouse's property should the marriage end.
Alimony is the support paid by one of the marital partners to the other during separation and after divorce, if ordered by the court. Alimony is usually paid at regular intervals.
Child custody is a common issue in many divorces. It's the question of which partner will get to have control of the child. Many factors are considered in determining child custody, such as the parents' wishes, the child's relationship with parents, siblings, and others, as well as the child's adjustment to home and school.
Oftentimes, the court orders the non-custodial parent to pay child support. Child support is a payment to provide the dependent child with adequate money. Sometimes people really don't want to pay child support.
I'm not 100, I'm not 200, I'm 5,000%.
Andrew, you are not the father.
Ready for action, living in the bud, we never relaxing. Outcast, everlasting, not flashing.